Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome or welcome back to Stars Aligned Oracle YouTube channel and the Lucky Stars community. Cat Star here with your number four of the Coming to Jesus readings. Yes, yes, and yes. I can't believe that it's already this is the fourth week of doing these Coming to Jesus readings. It's super, super interesting. This is like a Sunday sermon, although it is not religious at all. The idea of the Coming to Jesus readings is like when you have a Coming to Jesus talk where you get together with somebody or other people and have a very serious talk about serious topics that may be a little bit difficult or even a little bit hard to hear. Okay. As a reminder, my readings are for entertainment and are general in nature. They may or may not resonate for everybody. So please do take what is for you and leave what isn't for those of you liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so, so much. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. Also want to give a huge shout out to all of the new and returning viewers and subscribers and to the channel members. Thank you all so, so much for being here. I truly, truly appreciate each and every one of you. Woo! All right, so before we get into the reading, I have two quick things. One is that as I was starting this reading, I began to have a ringing in my ear. So if you just started noticing a ringing in your ear, if you've had a ringing in your ear for a short amount of time or even a long amount of time, Spirit's indicating that this message has something very pertinent for you within. Okay, this is a message specifically for you. Also, this little guy keeps wanting to fall over. It did just a few minutes ago. So something that you have been working on, potentially a project or an assignment, something, it doesn't have strong enough legs to stand just yet. So something, a shift potentially, or a little tweak is needed for it to be able to stand. Okay, you're going to know what that message means for you. All right, let's go ahead and jump in and see what messages need to come through, Spirit. And too many for Aquarius during this time. Now, this is a timeless reading. Timeless meaning no matter when you come across this message. Whoo, that did a full flip. Did you see it? And it resonates with you. It is for you. Okay, one more. Dang. Jumping, jumping, jumping. You can never deny those jumping cards, okay? Let's go ahead and see what we have here. This one did a full flip, so this is something that's flipping, okay? Tests and challenges make you stronger and more resilient. Okay, well, so that flip is coming through as this could potentially be an unpopular opinion. Somebody may flip the F out with this, okay? Tests and challenges make you stronger and more resilient. So here's the thing, Aquarius. Oftentimes we can have tests or challenges come up, and sometimes our first go-to is, why is this happening to me? This always happens to me. This is just my luck. I always have bad luck. If I didn't have any luck, or if I had any luck, it's always bad luck. However that saying goes, you probably know what I'm putting out there, right? And we just think that everything comes up and turns up and shows up in our life to be a test or to be a challenge or to be difficult or to create more struggle or to create more pain or more heartache. And, unfortunately, when we see everything that way, that's the perspective that we have. Okay, so that keeps us in that cycle or chained into that, or has the potential to. Now, tests and challenges make you stronger because you learn, you grow, you have the experience through it. Okay, it makes you more resilient because what happens when a test or a challenge comes up? You have a choice. You always have a choice. You can give up. Okay, you can give up, you can give in, or you can rise up and you can overcome. You can learn ways to rise above, to go around, or to go through. Ding, ding, ding. Popular opinion there, right? To go through the challenge, to not turn away, to allow the test to show you things potentially about yourself or others, to bring information, to bring knowledge, to bring wisdom to you. And to create an energy around yourself where you are able to, in the face of a new challenge or a new potential test, you're able to rise up instead of going to that first knee-jerk reaction, which is, why me? Always happens to me. It's always my life. I'm always the one getting screwed. It's always about on and on and on, right? We don't have to live in that space, okay? And again, this flipping out, unpopular opinion, someone's probably going to flip out with this, right? Remember, the card was flipping at the beginning. Sometimes we don't really believe this, and or it's hard to hear that it actually makes you stronger and creates more resilience. When something bad happens, Aquarius, you have a choice. You always have a choice. Do you want to turn and put your head in the sand and hope or pray that it goes away? And if you do that, history, what has happened? Has it gotten better? Has it gone away? Or has it just gotten worse and kept showing up, kept showing up, kept showing up until you did something about it? I mean, you know the answer for yourself, okay? But also, if a test or a challenge comes up and you like rise up to it and you learn about it, or you get more information, or you step up and greet it head on, what tends to happen? And then what happens the next time that something such as that, as a similar test, or just another test, or another challenge, or struggle, or what have you, when it comes up, then what? You've already got some experience. You've already maybe been through something, maybe similar, or you've learned something, and you just have or you have a potential to, because again, it depends on your perspective, to have a better take on it. Okay. Unpopular opinion, yes, and yet, right? You get to decide. I mean, you don't have to, right? You don't have to believe it. You don't. Yeah. See. Oh wow. See, you've got the Four of Pentacles. So here's the thing. This is exactly it. You've got the Four of Pentacles. You've got the Wheel of Fortune. So this is exactly illuminating what this card means. Okay. Four of Pentacles. You can hold on tightly. You can be in a space of being somebody who's tight with money, or tight with the things, the people, right, in their life, really selfish, really greedy, kind of putting maybe material things over everything else, right? Kind of this energy of a miser. You can stay in that and be like, no, this is exactly what we talked about, right? Everything's always against me, or nothing works out. If I didn't have bad luck, I've had no luck. I think that's it, right? I don't say it, so I don't I don't know what it is. I think it's if I didn't have bad luck, I would have no luck. Is that right? I think it is. Hit the like button if that is the correct kind of quote or saying. Either way, I don't know. I don't say it, so hopefully you get what I'm putting out there. But you can have that perspective. You can be like, the test and I'm always struggling and nothing ever gets better and I never da 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 and blah blah blah. Nothing ever works out and woe is me, poor me, and always be a victim. Okay, always be a miser. Always be somebody who is super selfish and greedy. Always holding tight because they're so afraid that nothing's ever going to show up again. And then what happens? Nothing shows up because they're holding so tight. Okay, don't let that be you. Aquarius, okay? Because the other card that you have here is a Wheel of Fortune. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy with that Wheel of Fortune. This is this energy of really being in a place where you're like, okay, you know what, this is coming up, this is happening, but the wheel can turn in my favor. Okay, I can like strategize, I can create plans, I can learn, I can use my experiences. I could even keep a journal about how I worked through this, so that the next time that something like this happens, I can go back and refer to that. If I feel overwhelmed, I have a kind of a checklist, or I've already written out a bullet point of the last time that I went through something like this. Or even if it's not something like it, you can go back and prove to yourself that you have risen up, that you have overcome, okay, that you faced it head on, and you are on the other side of it. Now, if something else comes up, a new test, a new challenge, you could go back to that journal entry, to that bullet point, to what you wrote, and be like, oh, yeah, you know what? I created this plan at that time. Well, I bet I could use that now. I might need to tweak it a little bit. I might need to do a couple things, but I bet it would still work. I bet it could work maybe even a better way. Maybe I could even do this or do that. It all depends on what your perspective is what's coming through here, okay? It all depends on what your perspective is. There is this energy of fortune coming through with the Wheel of Fortune, the wheel turning in your favor, of course. And when you always have this energy of, I am lucky, I create my own luck, luck follows me around, I'm fortunate, right? Then you tend to, it doesn't mean you won't have tests or challenges, it's just that you look at them and you rise up to them, you're stronger, you're more resilient, your perspective is different. So when they come in, you're like, yes, what, the chances of this showing up for me, the wheel turning in my favor for me to get to experience this test or this challenge so that I can learn and grow from it, so that I can, create another strategy or create another plan, have another kind of listing in my journal or in my book, so that I can continue to create these posts, for lack of a better word, right? These entries showing myself how strong I am, how resilient I am, and how I've overcome all of this stuff. And then you can always go back to those, you see? Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, let's see what your next one is. Don't take life so seriously. Pow. Pow. Okay, this is also a potential for an unpopular opinion, because as for some reason, as we get older, we become adults and get through our like 20s and maybe our beginning of our 30s, we start to think that life has to be so dang serious all the time. Like, we have to be serious. We are adults now. Bang, 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 right? Let's do serious, be serious. We gotta pay some bills here. We gotta get up in the morning. I apologize, but it's just, we can take life so seriously, and Spirit's like, you know what? When you're so serious, when you get into that place, right? Because that also creates that miser energy, being so serious, right? Nothing can ever be fun. Everything has to be serious. Everything has to really be almost down to the letter of life, or the rules, the life that you've created, or the rules that you have created for yourself. But what tends to happen, Aquarius, what tends to happen when we create rules for ourselves? We don't just expect ourselves to follow those rules. We expect everybody around us, whether they're in our environment, whether they're in our friend group or family group, whatever, we tend to expect other people to know those rules and follow those rules as well. What happens when, what is it, 8 billion people on the planet is expecting everybody else to follow the rules that they have set for themselves, thus for everybody else? What happens? Shit happens. I mean, it's just pure craziness when we tend to do that. And of course, it's a human thing. We think, okay, we feel this way, we think this way, our opinion, unpopular as it may be, right? Our personal opinion is this, and I think that you should do that, and I think you should think this, and I think you should believe that, and I think you should listen to this type of music and do this kind of work, and I think you should this, and I think you should that. But what happens? We alienate people, but we also alienate ourselves, because at some point we may realize that we're just taking life too seriously, and life may feel like it's always full of tests, challenges, and struggles, because we're putting so much pressure not only on ourselves but on other people to follow these expectations or rules that we have created. Okay, interesting. See, now you've got the Strength card coming through. You got the Seven of Cups and you, the Star. Right? So this energy is coming through with that energy of rising above, making a wish, wishing upon a star, Aquarius, and then rising up to meet that wish coming true. Okay? Whether it's an unpopular decision or not, or an unpopular opinion, for you to look at life differently, depending on your own rules, depending on your own expectations, depending on the past that you potentially have held on to, of course, whether that's an unpopular opinion, for you to rise up and to, not only wish upon a star, but rise up to meet that star and that wish coming true. You're the only one that can decide that. You're the only one that can make that decision, okay? So Strength and the Seven of Cups. Interesting dynamic coming through with this, Aquarius. Interesting, okay? Now, the Strength card feels like it's also being pulled in with this one. Like, this one goes right with it as well, okay? Tests and challenges make you stronger and more resilient. It wants to just be tucked right on back behind that, okay? So it wants to go right on in with that as it goes in conjunction with it, okay? You have the power within you to decide if life is so serious or not. If there can be even a little mustard seed amount or space where you could actually chase a little bit of light, or chase a little bit of fun, or chase a little bit of curiosity, okay? You get to really decide. You hold the power, Aquarius, See, somebody who's super, super serious, and I don't like, disclaimer, I'm not actually stating to go do any of this, but somebody who's super serious would not go up to an animal such as this and just start petting it, or in like the other cards, but they're opening their mouths and some putting their hand in their mouth, that kind of stuff. This takes a very strong individual, a very strong person, and yet at some point, some might say, not very smart, or somebody who has like a wish that wouldn't be very popular. Right? You get what I'm putting out there? Hopefully you do. And yet, right? Look at the person in the image always looks very, very confident, very relaxed, very at ease, very comfortable. Okay, so that's the energy coming through here. Allow yourself to kind of kick back a little, chill some, maybe take a chill pill if that's something, right? Maybe a Tic Tac, or I don't know, an M&M. I don't know, something that seems out of your norm. Go out and do something out of your norm. Show up in an outfit that you wouldn't normally wear, or get a haircut that isn't one that you would normally have. Do something that makes you feel younger or older, right? Depending on where you are or what, right? Do something that makes you feel spontaneous. What is something spontaneous that you have always wanted to do, which, within reason, that's not going to be illegal or get you hurt, that you've always wanted to do? Do it. Do you have a bucket list? Check something off. Okay? Just don't. The energy coming through here is that you work so hard, you're always feeling as if everything's against you, and you, for some, always feel like you have to be the strong person. Believe me, I know that. And that you can't ever have like fun or weakness, or even, feel under the weather for a couple days. And Spirit's indicating that, taking life so seriously isn't going to leave you with a whole, or has the potential to not leave you with a whole lot of options with that Seven of Cups. Okay, sometimes taking life so seriously really puts us like in a tunnel, or we have tunnel vision. It's only this or it's only that. Also, with those expectations and those potential rules created, right? If you don't abide by the rules that I've created for myself for my life, but you're in my life, so you have to abide by them too, then you can't be in my life. Or, you're just not the right fit, or what have you, however it may come through for you. Okay, this energy is coming in with, we have a lot of fantasies potentially, we have a lot of dreams potentially, Aquarius, but when we take life so seriously, when we become that miser or martyr, right, we can tend to lose that. Seven of Cups is a card of daydreaming, of fantasy, of getting lost in like the pleasures of life, and having so many things kind of flow through. But um, with you within this reading here, Aquarius, it's coming through that you're closing off your options. It's almost as if these two eyes right here on this card can only see straight ahead, and all of this is being missed because you're just focusing on one or two things, and they're super serious. They aren't, I mean, it's like get up and go to work, go home and go to bed. Get up and go to work, go home and go to bed. Okay, I have a person in my life that's similar to kind of this, where no traveling, no going to do fun things, no, none of that. It's just you get up, you hang out, you eat a couple meals, and you go to bed. Or you get up, you go to work, you eat a couple meals, you go to bed. There's no time for any kind of fun. There's no time for any kind of play. But that's the choice that they made. So that's what's coming through, Aquarius. Are you wanting to make that same choice, right? Are you only going to see things from a perspective of tests and challenges and no luck? If you didn't have bad luck, you'd have no luck. Okay, is that how you're wanting to see things? Are you wanting to hold things so tightly and be in the space of really, being kind of seen as being a bit greedy or a bit selfish or closed fist, holding on so tight because you're afraid that if you let go, it's going to be gone, but you're holding on so tight that you're not allowing anything else to come in? Because, yeah, that's not the best kind of place to be, right? This is a serious conversation, Aquarius, and of course, like I said in early on, potentially some of you will ruffle your feathers, and there's a potential that this will be unpopular opinion, and yet it still is what meant to come through for you specifically, Aquarius, because here you are, the stars showing up in your own reading to remind you, Spirit's like, this is to remind you here, Aquarius, that there's signs of good things all around you. There always is. But right now, when you come across this reading, when you see this message, you're going to start to notice a bit of a shift. You're going to start to see, right, that perspective kind of shift a little just because of the words, the message that you heard here. It's going to click within your subconscious mind in one way or another, and within this, you're going to start to see signs of good things, changes, a renewal energy, right? Feeling as if potentially life is full of pleasures again, like you can see, or that rebirth with life's pleasures, moving into a space that's not so serious, or where you don't feel like the whole world is out to get you and everybody in it, right? And where you can feel as if you can wish upon a star and then reach out, grab the star, and have that wish fulfilled, because Spirit's here, universe is here, divine is here, God is here, whatever kind of word resonates for you there, Aquarius, here to assist you, right? These coming to Jesus readings are here to help you, to assist you, even though they can be difficult and sometimes they can be hard to hear. It's here to renew the faith, to remind you, Aquarius, of who the F you are and how valuable, wonderful, deserving, priceless you are, and that, you know, the challenges, the tests aren't here to break you. They're here to assist in making you, okay? Taking life seriously, right? It's just, life wasn't meant to be that deep, okay? Life wasn't meant to be that deep. It's not meant to be taken seriously all the time. Yes, there are phases. There are times when seriousness is what is necessary. And there are times when play, curiosity, and fun is what's necessary. It's time to begin to make some different decisions, Aquarius, so that you can step into this energy of knowing, understanding, and for some, again, unpopular opinion within your family and friends, and or throwing away the rule book that you have potentially created for yourself and others, okay? Because it's outdated. No more, right? It's time to take a look at those thoughts, those beliefs, those potential limitations, right? And the expectations that you're putting on yourself and others, and it's time to throw that out and maybe, you know, start something a little bit fresher and potentially a little funner. I mean, Twister comes to mind with this Seven of Cups card, right? Maybe do a twister for your rule book if you have to have one. Maybe. I don't know. It's up to you, Aquarius. The decisions are always yours. All right. I do intend this resonated with you and for you. If it did, please do hit the like button and share this video. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. Also, feel free to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload new readings. It is free for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and it does support the Lucky Stars community in growing and thriving. As always, I do wish you lots of hope, lots of joy, and lots of love with all of your current and future endeavors. I'll see you in the next reading.